Morning, everybody. The dude from Skims here. www.harrysmooth.com. I was listening to Adam Carolla the other day on the radio, and I think it was on Facebook actually, and he hit on some good points that really hit home with me. So I'm going to elaborate on some of his points. I'm actually going to use some of his points, and we're going to do it in my way, so maybe some of you can understand it. You know, we're dealing with a thing in this country now that 50 years ago didn't exist with our kids. Envy. We're dealing with the first wave of these, my shit doesn't stink, everyone's a winner, participation trophy, there is no losers, fucking assholes. This has been going on for about 25 years now, and now we're seeing the first wave of these idiots coming into adulthood. I mean, look at Black Friday last week. There's the perfect example of exactly what I'm talking about. People losing their fucking minds because they think that they are entitled to something, and fuck the rest of us. I did a rant on Black Friday last week too, if you remember. Everyone on the team gets a trophy now. Everyone gets a ribbon because, God forbid, we can't let little Johnny go home thinking he's a loser. Oh no, we have to give little Johnny a participation trophy too because we don't want to damage his little self-esteem. Doesn't matter he is the slowest, fattest, non-participating kid on the fucking team. Doesn't matter that he would rather go home and lay on the couch and play video games and stuff his little fat face full of shit that we supply him. Cheetos, fucking bullshit. You know, he doesn't have to go out and practice and work hard at being the best that he can be because he gets a free ride on the team anyway. You know, kids nowadays... self-entitled little pricks. They want everything now without doing a goddamn thing to earn it. And we created them. We empowered them. We allowed and encouraged them. We did it. Hell, did you know that everyone that tries out for a team now in high school has to make it? That's right. You try out, you will be on the team, regardless of if you're good enough or not, or if you put in your time to being good enough at it, you're in. No one's teaching these kids respect. No one's teaching them to earn what you get. It's handed to you. No one is teaching these kids respect for their elders anymore either. You don't hear yes sir, no ma'am. You don't see kids with napkins in their laps or their hands in their lap while they're eating. You don't see kids saying excuse me when they want to speak while others are in conversation. They just butt in. Oh, everyone be quiet. Little Johnny has something to say. Bullshit! Self-entitled little pricks. Think the world owes them a living. And we're just now getting the first wave of these douchebags. And now they grow up thinking everything is just awesome. You get out in the real world and realize you're a fucking idiot. You're a loser. You're not doing that well. You're not making that much money. There's no more participation trophies. This is the real world, douchebag. You get a job as a salesman and you're not doing worth a shit. You sit around and do nothing like you did on the football team in high school and expect your participation trophy paycheck. You wonder why that guy is making $100,000 a year and I'm not. But instead of looking in the mirror to figure out the reason you're not making $100K a year, all you want to do is go around yelling at everyone else that is busting their ass to make good money and go throw shit at their cars and break their stuff because they have busted their asses to obtain these things and you don't. You don't have the drive or the ambition to get it on your own. Why? Because we coddled and we told you all your life you were as good as everyone else on the team just because you showed up. Instead of looking in the mirror and asking, why am I not doing better? You just find guys that have more shit than you do and yell, hey man, what do you need all that shit for? It's exactly the same version of, hey man, why do you get an MVP trophy and I don't? It's because I busted my ass to get it, douchebag. So shut the fuck up and get back to work. Or better yet, get back on the bench where you belong. That's what's going on. They're being shamed by life because they haven't been prepared for life. They've had so much smoke blown up their collective little asses for so long, by the time they get out in the real world doesn't give a fuck where you're from, or what your mommy said you were, or how many little plastic trophies you've been handed for doing nothing. They don't care about all these lies your mom told you about how special you are and how you're the best at everything you do to coddle your sensitive little ego. In the real world, you're just another one of us piss-ons. Piss-on number 427, putting in another application for a job, and guess what? I don't like your attitude, asswipe, so get the fuck out of here. I'm not hiring you. I don't like the way you look. I don't like the way you talk. I don't like that stupid brim you're wearing on your head or the fucking pants down around your knees. So guess what? Get the fuck out of my office. So now your plan is to come back and throw a brick through my window because I didn't hire you. This is what the same envy and shame culminated from years of being treated like you're equal to everyone else for doing nothing at all. Used to be back in the day, a guy would drive by in his Mercedes and your dad would say, "Look at there, that's Mr. Jones. Look up to him, son. He's busted his ass all his life and worked hard to get the things he has. He's built a company starting from nothing, and look what he's accomplished in his life from hard work." But nowadays, these kids look at the same guy and say, "Look at him. Why does he need that car? How come he's got that car? I'm driving a fucking Pinto. Why does he have all these things? You know what? Let's go throw a brick at it. Let's fuck it up." Like that's going to help you get out of that Pinto, Jack. And the parents, we're creating this group of self-entitled little pricks. Knock it off! Stop it! Don't you see what you're fucking doing? Now, if you want to extrapolate on this, this is what the terrorists do. They see us driving our big fancy cars, our huge houses, and they say, "Why do they have all this stuff? Why do they deserve all of this? Well, Allah is going to take care of this shit." And then Allah doesn't do shit, so they come over here and blow our buildings up and kill thousands of innocent people because of shame and envy. We think it's about religion and cultures. It's one culture that can't live next to another culture that's thriving without getting pissed off, resentful, envious. Then you get shamed. And there's two things you can do with shame, people. You can say, "Well, I better get my shit together." Or you can say, "I'm going to tear down that guy's shit." And that, my friends, is where we're at now. When you feel that shame, get your shit together and leave my shit alone. It's like a fucking global sibling rivalry. The dude from Skims. I'm out.